Okay, so let's just analyze this code. So we have what? We have metals equals 3. So this is constant variable. And then count in the countries is 8 because we have 8 countries. Metal is what? Is what? Gold, silver, and bronze, right? So that's why I have a 3. And then countries, as you can see, we have 8 countries, right? So now the metal is a 3 and the country is equal to 8. Because metals and countries are constant variable, right? So now, um, so let's look at these countries. This is what? This is a single dimensional array, which is a regular list, right? So for example, the index for the Canada is what? 0, right? And this is country 0, and what? This is country 1, and country 2, and etc. all the way to country 7, which is United States, right? And when you look at the counts, right? And this first element, since this is what? This is row 0, right? And this is the column 0. So index for this is what? 0, 0. And this one is what? 0, 1. And the last element in the first list is what? The index is what? 0, 2. Right? 0, 2. Okay. And the next one, this one is what? Index is 1, 0. Next one is what? Next one is 1, 1. And this one is 1, 2. So etc. Okay? Now, so this code will print a table header, which is country, gold, silver, and bronze total. So basically it will print what? Country, gold, silver, bronze, and the total, right? So, and then it goes to the outer loop, right? So as you can see, there's indentation. So this is indentation, right? And then as you can see, there is nested. This is nested for loop. So there is inside there is a inner loop, right? This is for the inner loop. This is the indentation, right? So we have nested loop, so for loop, 2 nested loop. Okay. So now, having said that, let's just hand trace this for loop. When I in range, the countries, right? Countries is what? 8, right? As you can see, the countries is 8. So countries is basically is 8. So range 8 means what? The I will ranges from 0 to 0, 1, 2, 3, and all the way to 7, right? So when I is equal to 0, so when I is equal to 0, right? We'll first print country 0. So this is I. The country 0 is what? Canada. So we'll print Canada here, right? The Canada. And then at this point, its total is a 0. And then it's going to, now is a metal says 3, right? Metal says 3. So the J is range from what? 0 to 1, basically 0 to 2. And then it's going to print counts, which is this one, the counts, ij. So the I is at this point is 0. The J will, initially the J is going to be 0. So I is equal to 0 and then J is equal to 0, right? And then it's print count what? So in this case, it's count ij. So it's a count 0, 0, which is this guy. Count 0, 0, 0. So print 0. Right? And then done. And then when I, right? When I becomes 1, the j becomes 1, sorry. When the j becomes 1, still I is a 0, right? And this is going to be count, it will print count ij. So count ij, which is ij, right? Which is a 3. So we'll print 3. And then when I'm done, so it go to the loop, right? For loop, and then now is j is equal to what? 2. Now j is equal to 2, right? And then the country is what? 0, 2, which is the last one, 0, right? Which is 0, 2, 0, 2, right? So which is 0. But another thing, okay. One thing that I did not really tell you is initially is a total of 0, right? So as a j increments, okay, so I forgot to trace the total, but okay, let me just start from the beginning. So the I is a 0 and j is a 0, right? At that point, total is a 0, right? So total is 0, 0 plus count ij, which is 0. So basically, the total is at this point is 0, right? And then when j is equal to 1, the previous total is a 0. So basically, okay, this is like a 0 plus 0, which is 0. When j is equal to 1, now it's a 3, right? So basically 0 plus 0 plus 3. 0, 0 is from the previous loop. And when the j is equal to 2, the total is total plus count. So basically, this is what? 0, right? So basically, 0 plus 0 plus 3 plus 0. So the total is a 3. So we'll print, so I'm done with the inner loop, right? And then exit out of this inner loop, and then it's going to print total, which is 3, right? So it's going to print 3, and then the print statement will move to the next line. So I'm done with the first line. This print statement will move the cursor to the next line. Right? Next line, I is equal to what? 1, right? Now is I is equal to 1. And then print countries 1, right? Countries 1 is what? Italy. So Italy will be print Italy, right? And then the total, once it becomes 0 again, okay, so total, now the total is 0. The j will be, now it's again is 0, so the j is 0. So when I is equal to 1, so it's going to print what? 1, 0, right? I is 1, j is 0. So C10 is what? 0, right? So print 0. And then at that point, its total is initially is a 0. The 0 plus count ij is 0. So basically 0 plus 0 is total is 0. This is total. And then goes to the inner loop. Now the j becomes 1. And then C11, right? C11 is what? 0 again. And then you add that value to the previous total, and then becomes a new total. So basically, this was the previous total, right? This is from the previous total. Then my new, so this count ij is now the 0, so I'll just add 0. So the total is at this point is 0. And then goes to the inner loop. And then what? C1, 2, right? Which is 1. C1, 2 is 1, right? And then we'll print, okay, sorry, it'll print 1, bronze, right? And at that point, is total, previous total, it's this, right? So the previous total is this. And then now it's a count ij, which is C12, right? C12 is 1. So the total becomes 1, right? So I'm done with the inner loop, and then exit out of inner loop, and the print is the last statement in for the outer loop. So it's going to print the total, which is 1, right? This is total is 1, right? And then it's print 1, and then this print statement will move the cursor to the next line, right? So you just keep going, okay? So you should able to, please, you should able to you should able to hand trace this code, right? So please try to see if you can hand trace this sample code. Okay, thank you.